This IM easily become one of my favorite IM for under $50 price point. So hello and welcome to Aftersound Review, and this is my review for Thin Hi-Fi C2 Mac Warrior. First of all, thank you for Keep Hi-Fi for providing me with this review unit, and if you're interested in buying this product, you could check in the description down below. Now, just like usual, I will break down this review from the build, fit, frequency response, sound, and comparison, and this IM only costs around $30 and using only a single dynamic driver. It is a unique mechanical design, they say, but personally for me, it's remind me of Campfire Audio's Andromeda. Well, although I should say that this IM for $30 price point does feels quite durable, but I don't really like the edge here because it's kind of sharp and it doesn't look really comfortable overall. But other than that, I feel that this IM has nice build quality. The cable itself is using 2-pin connectors, and this is the cable. Well, it's just normal cable. In terms of ergonomic, personally it is not ideal for me because of this some sharp edges on the inside part of this. Actually, when I'm using them normally, it doesn't really touch my ears, but when I'm using mask or when I'm walking, sometimes it pulled closer to my ears and sometimes scratch my ears here, so it's not ideal, yeah. But yeah, it's just maybe my personal experience. In terms of tonal, I'm not sure how to categorize this. Maybe V-shaped-ish balance. I think there's definitely some elevation around the bass area, giving more bass energy than neutral, but the mid-range is somehow a bit neutral-ish, but with some coloration from the upper treble area, making this IM sounds quite energetic and fun with some good bite, especially with that treble. Now let's talk about its low frequency. First, this IM has quite good punch with very nice tightness and depth that makes this somehow proper for listening music like metal or for any other kind of music that needs fast but punchy kind of bass. For the mid-range frequency, I would consider this to be somehow a neutral-ish presentation, but somehow it gets coloration from its upper treble, making vocal sounds brighter than the usual neutral. So when you hear female vocal or male vocal that has a lot of S or Ch in their pronunciation in some bad recording music, you maybe hear some elevation in that kind of sh, making the mid-range, even though somehow actually for me it's quite neutral, but because of the coloration, that sh, making the vocal somehow a bit dry in texture and a bit airy or maybe a bit whispery. For example, in music like Daoko Bang, for me the S pronunciation is not spicy, it is not sibilance like usual, like the 6K elevation treble pick. No, it's different. It's from its upper treble pick, making vocal, like I said, it's somehow kind of whispery and a bit airy, but maybe not in the most natural way. And nevertheless, I actually quite enjoy hearing vocal from this IM, even though I would say that it's not the ideal kind of vocal. It lacks some sweetness and also it lacks some softness texture to it for some female vocal. But other than that, I find that this IM is not shouty, it's not sibilance in a bad way. Now for the high frequency of this IM, I would say this is a double-edged sword, because I personally enjoy this kind of extended, maybe a little bit exaggerated treble frequency, making violins, also cymbals, and some percussion sound have that kind of little bite in it, making treble sounds a bit pushed forward. Everything sounds more sparkling than usual. I personally enjoy it because I listen to a lot of classical music that needs that kind of bite, especially for violin. Also some some orchestral music. Sometimes it gives you more energy and more fun for the treble impact. But I understand that it's not the most natural thing, because when you hear some cymbals, you get that added sparkle there, making it sounds resolving. It gives more micro detail for the upper frequency, but not in the most natural way. Just again like the mid-range area, I find that the texture is a little bit on the dry side, but if you ask me personally, I quite enjoy it. So like I said, it's a double-edged sword. You may like it, you may not like it, but if you ask me, I personally enjoy this kind of sound. Now, one of the great thing about this IM is also about its technicality, especially because of the high frequency extension. The treble definitely extends really nicely. Going to the upper treble frequency gives you some micro detail nuances, and also because of that speed kind of bass with complementing all of that, it's making this IM sounds resolving. The resolution and detail is really good on this IM. Nothing is really bloated or slow. Everything sounds fast, sparkling with a lot of details. Just to give some perspective here, I do think that this IM is better in terms of resolution and details, at least in my playlist for some orchestral music like Two Steps from Hell. When I'm hearing to my playlist for that music, for me, this IM gives more details, more information from the songs compared to IMs like Cadenza or Tangsuwan. Or I think this IM is definitely above those kind of IMs. Even because of this resolving ability of this IM, this resolution, I would say that this IM is somehow just as resolving as my Juno Titan S. So yeah, for $30 price point, please bear in mind that this Juno Titan S is $80 price point. I would say that when I'm changing from this Thin C2 to Juno Titan S, I feel that the level of resolution and details is on the same level, and that's very amazing for $30 price point. The soundstage, even though I wouldn't say that this is the best at its price point, I do get a little bit of decent depth from it, but mostly the soundstage is more left and right, so it's about width rather than depth. Other than that, I find that this IM, it's more spatial in terms of detail and its resolution. Now, for direct comparison, let me compare it with the Kiwi Ears Cadenza. I find that Kiwi Ears Cadenza is simply a more soft sounding IM. It's a smoother IM with less treble bite. Maybe it's safer for some people, but I do feel that the upper mid-range from the Cadenza is more forward, making vocals sounds more forward and more energetic. You get more vocals in vocal if you're trying the Kiwi Ears Cadenza. But in terms of resolution and overall frequency range extension, I find that this IM is better than Cadenza. Cadenza may be more suitable for pop music, for maybe vocal kind of music, but this Thin C2 may be more suited for metal kind of song or maybe classical. So yeah, they are good in each of their own ways. Simply said, Cadenza may be more suitable for pop music currently, but this IM is more resolving with some kind of music. If you ask me personally, I would say that I prefer the Thin C2. Now, comparing this IM with another great IM for $50 price point, the $40 KKZ HBB Con. Again, the KKZ HBB Con is different beast compared to this Thin C2. Thin C2 is like a very fast kind of IM with a lot of treble sparkle, but the KKZ HBB Con has different approach for V-shape. It has that subwoofer like experience from the bass, but somehow making it definitely much slower than this Thin C2. But in terms of soundstage and imaging, I do find that the KKZ HBB Con is somehow more hall-like. It's more theater-like, especially when I'm hearing music like Two Steps from Hell again. While this Thin C2 is somehow the more neutral one if you compare them both. I personally enjoy them both, but with different genre. I would say that even those two are my favorite. The KKC HB Beacon at $40 price point, and also this TNC2 at $30 price point. So that's all I could say about this item. It's overall an amazing item for the price. Maybe the only thing that I personally didn't like is about the shape that is somehow scratching my ear, this part. But other than that, I do find that this item is outstanding and I really enjoy it. So that's all I could say about this item. Thank you for watching, and this is my final rank for its tonal and technical. So this is my final score, and just like usual, this could be changed because of advancement of technology or simply changing in my benchmark. If you are interested in looking at my rank, you could see in the description below, and see you next time. Bye bye.